2 still's a tight spot. Means you can cast 1 Force of Will and
Doesn't have the Terminus.
one, maybe activate 1 fetch land
Right.
in order to find all the appropriate things.
So this is definitely going to slow him down a turn. Jeff, that is. And then he won't be able to play anything next turn, but he's got a ton of lands in hand. So he can definitely recover from this.
Oh yeah, I don't think this was like... I mean, it's a good card here, but it's not a backbreaker. I don't even think Jeff was going to cast something next turn.
I mean, depending on what his draw was, obviously.
So Lawrence is going to 9 here.
All right.
To fetch this land out. And that puts...
one step closer to the lethal here with 8 coming in next turn. Let's see if he can find the Terminus off of these 3.
There it is.
So quick with that. Hard to see what he's getting.
Alright. So Jeff's board is completely empty now. But he's going to rebuild it. We have the technology. Here comes an Ancient
All he's
Tomb.
got is a bunch of lands. He needs some kind of clock here.
Yeah, Lawrence is at 9, mind you. Because he fetched. I believe he's at 9. I would have to confirm. This offers...
Alright, so Jace, Fate Seal. That's another land, I think.
We know Jeff brought in Pithing Needle, so he could Pithing Needle one of these cards. Potentially. Oh, is that a Karn Liberated?
That is a Thought Knot Seer.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's going to come down, I'm sure. It takes 2 from the Ancient Tomb, going to 16. So we have 9 for Lawrence, 16 for Jeff. He's going to choose the Vendilion Click, leaving Lawrence with the Force of Will.
Much worse when you don't have a blue card to pitch.
Correct. So I like Jeff's evaluation of this situation there.
Shuffle it away, and then we're going to get a Brainstorm likely from Jace.
There you go.
Although he could just... I don't see him Fate Sealing here. It's a tough call.
Choosing basics.
Yeah, well, he saw a Wasteland go to the bottom there.
Okay.
So he knows they're playing him. And he's got plenty of blue and white mana.
Yep. So Lawrence being at 9, do you think this Thought Nuts here attacks his life total?
Depends on what Jace does here. I would think so. Looks like we're setting up and Entreat the Angels.
Correct. Oh, he's gonna bounce it and he gets to draw a card. I don't know if he got that trigger or not, but
I believe he did. Because he now has the Terminus in hand.
Yep, so Lawrence at 9, Jeff at 16. He could go to 14 here to recast the Thought Knot Seer. Let's see what his line is. Goes to 14.
Does his draw a Wasteland? Get his swords. Very nice.
Alright, so Jeff's going to go to 18. Lawrence should still be at 9. Oh, we got Chalice. We got Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Yeah, I don't think any of those cards mean anything to Lawrence.
Right. Chalice on 1 here. That's like the best turn 1 play.
Sure.
Soul Land Chalice on 1. I think that card would easily be a shoo-in for the #1 card in the match.
Oh, yeah. I tend to agree. It's a very strong one. So I don't think he missed the Thought Nut trigger with swords. He swords it with the trigger on the stack, so he drew, and then he drew the Vendilion Click.
No. He had the Vendilion Click in hand.
Oh, so he might have then.
Yeah, Lawrence is playing super carefully, which is awesome. It's a great skill in Legacy because of there's so many things going on that if you can, like, sometimes you can gain little bits of advantage by stacking things just right and layering
Sure.
appropriately. Alright, Jeff goes down to 12. That puts Vendilion Click at a 4-turn clock. Huh, here's a Simian Spirit Guide.
Not going to be great here.
Man, over the last 2 days, there's been a lot of those on camera.
Yeah, that's true.
I just feel like I've seen more Simian Spirit Guides in 2 days than I have in the last year and a half.
Well, now that you're looking for him.
Sure.
Really in the tank about this Fate Seal.
All these decisions matter.
Monastery Mentor.
So it's very hard to, So it's not very hard to lose the game, or to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very easy to randomly lose the game.
Sure.
Does that make sense? So, like, while he's winning the game, he has to make all these decisions to make sure he also doesn't lose the game.
Right.
Here's 4. Here's another Thought Nuts here. Alright.
Let me get a trigger on this Monastery Mentor, right? If he sees it. There it is.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, it's a 13, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, the Chalice should have countered the swords.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we're all over the place here. Yeah, playing so fast, it's I suppose you can still cast it to get your Monastery Mentor triggers if you wanted. Alright. It's a 5, draws a card. Unless it's all as dust. I can't imagine it.
All this would be a sweet one. Although he still doesn't even have the mana for it.
Right. Well, he had the Simian Spirit Guide in hand, so you could play a Soul Land.
Sure. Yeah, he could have gotten there.
And cast the Eldrazi spell, all as dust. It destroys all colorless, all colored permanents. Yeah, we're looking here now. These are X1s.
Yeah, they're fighting to stay alive here.
So
They could probably win and then draw in next turn.
yeah, win and drawing in is where they want to be. If they lose here, they still have another shot next round, I believe.
Yes, I believe there'll be. I think there's 2 X2s that are going to make it in.
Right. We're gonna definitely have to look at the pairings and standings, but there's gonna be 2 X2s in our top 8. And those X2s are dangerous, man. I played one that was like 19 players. Bernie Wynn gets in X2 and beats me in the finals.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, it was brutal. You just never know. Jeff looks like he's going back to the drawing board. Do you think he turns up the heat since he's going to be on the play?
I don't know what's in his
Takes
sideboard.
out these responsive cards like Pithing Needle.
So Pithing Needle's not bad. He just had a really bad hand that game. Like, he can't let it get him down.
Yeah. Oh, he saw what 6, 7 lands.
More on the operative side, I think he saw 4 non-lands.
Right. It's definitely a deck where you're playing very few lands because each one kind of counts as 2.
Right. I think he sold like 20. Alright, so Jeff on the play. It's definitely favored in this final game. We'll see if he can take advantage of that.
I concur. I'd keep the Chalice in. Chalice on 1 is got to be backbreaking
Oh, yeah.
for Lawrence. Oh, there's the
Chalice is
Chalice.
Does he have the
Oh,
soul
there's
in?
I see a Spirit Guide in a land.
Sure.
I'd keep this hand. I see 2 Spirit Guides in an Eldrazi Temple.
I like it.
Alright, let's see what's up. Lawrence is going to go to 6. Jeff kept. I'm into it. It's a very exciting time.
It is quite exciting. It'll be interesting to see if Jeff can pull this one out. He needs a little bit of help.
Yeah, he needs one more soul land to really fire off his whole hand here. If he can draw any land that produces 2 mana, he can turn 2 a Reality Smasher.
Oh my.
And outside of, I'm trying to think, so Lawrence should have Swords to Plowshares and Terminus are the only 2 cards I can think of that can handle a Reality Smasher.
And one of them shut down with this Chalice on 1.
Yep. Alright. There's I think that's the beginning of the end. Come on, Soul Land. Alright. So, let's see if we have a... Okay. Eldrazi
Yeah, Mimic
Mimic.
is perfectly reasonable. I like not having to overextend
Sure.
into another Simian Spirit Guide.
Yep, here's another Eldrazi Temple. So now he can... Okay, so he's going to lead with Thought Knot Seer, not Reality Smasher here.
It's good.
And it's going to gain a Force of Will. So wow, that says a lot about Lawrence's hand, see, because if he had a Brainstorm here, I'm 100% sure it would have...
Oh, yeah.
Pitched into the Force of Will because it's not castable. But we know now that his hand is all business. Alright, here's another Thought Knot Seer. He also has his choice of a Reality Smasher.
Is that a Reality Smasher or is it an Endless one?
Alright. So he looks at Lawrence's hand. He sees Entreat the Angels, top. Swords. Is that a Swords? Another top. And then a blue card is Vendilion Click.
Might just let him keep it all.
Alright.
Oh, a Terminus, sure.
So he gets to pick one. There's no downside to picking something.
Yeah.
Vendilion Click, there's a downside to picking something because you get if they replace the card. So you just have to decide whether the card you're choosing is better than a random.
So I think the card in his hand is a Warping Whale. And if that's the case, this is pretty strong. Must not be.
Alright. So his draw step was Terminus.
Yeah.
Just
strong.
natural.
It happens.
Well, and here's, it was a Warping Whale.
Isn't one of those modes counter target sorcery?
Yeah, he didn't have any mana available to him, though.
He has a Semi-Spirit Guide.
It cost
one
and a colorless.
You're right.
So.
You're right.
Alright. Here comes Eldrazi Mimic. And,
He's thinking one of Phyrexian mana for some reason.
Alright. Oh, here's an Ivugan, and we could get a very big... Is that an Endless one or a Reality? Oh, it's a Matter Reshaper here.
Send 3 down to 10.
And so Lawrence probably has 2 more Terminus in his deck. And Jeff has the counterspell for one of them. So... They're replaying the game on the life total pads.
Yeah,
so
we've
sure
got
we
a
have the same
discrepancy.
Alright, so we confirmed 10 to 20. $11. You just let that happen. Alright, so he chooses to use the Warping Whale to exile a creature with power toughness equal to 1.
Yeah, he just wants to save his Mimic there.
Alright. Lawrence tries to get a Brainstorm in on him and just kindly points to his Chalice. Gets in for 5, putting Lawrence to 6. Jeff has to feel in such the driver's seat here. Lawrence goes to 1. This has to be Terminus.
Not a Terminus. And that'll do it. Eldrazi takes down Miracles. Looks like